A second train derailed in the Russian region of Bryansk near the border with Ukraine after an explosive device detonated nearby. The Russian Investigative Committee released a short video showing detectives at the scene with train cars lying on the ground. No injuries were reported. However, this incident comes less than 24 hours after another explosion derailed a train in the same region. Police officer narrowly escaped a high-speed crash with only minor injuries during a routine traffic stop in Virginia. Footage from his patrol car caught the moment when a sports car lost control on the opposite lane and slid into the area where the officer was conducting a traffic stop and hit the officer, the stopped car and the police vehicle as well. The driver of the stopped vehicle was taken to the hospital with minor injuries and has been released since. Police said that the juvenile driver of the sports car and 2 passengers sustained minor injuries. Also, the juvenile was charged with reckless driving. The Kenyan Cult leader accused of ordering his followers to starve themselves to death will face terrorism charges over the deaths of people found buried in mass graves. This as per prosecutors after a court hearing. 101 bodies have been found in the shocking cult case, while search for more bodies is still on. According to reports, the dead were members of the Good News International Church, led by 50-year-old Paul Mackenzie. Mackenzie allegedly told his supporters that the world will end on the 15th of April, and so in order to be the first ones to reach heaven, they must starve themselves. As of now, the death toll stands at 109 to 101 bodies. According to the Interior Minister, more than 400 still remain missing. US Vice President Kamala Harris met Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. She sought to underscore the United States' commitment to defend its ally, particularly in the South China Sea. Reportedly, Marcos is as concerned as one could possibly be about the situation. With the latest meeting, the United States and Philippines reaffirmed their decades-old security alliance. This trip marks a dramatic turnaround in relations as both countries seek ways to push back against China's increasingly aggressive actions near Taiwan and the South China Sea. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency has said that 1 Ukrainian and 2 Indian nationals who were part of the crew members of a tanker that caught fire off the southern coast have gone missing. According to reports, the tanker was on its way from China to Singapore with 28 crew members on board. 23 out of 28 were rescued by the MMEA and nearby vessels. Reportedly, 3 are still missing. The MMEA received an alert in the early evening as the tanker caught fire. Cause of the fire is still under investigation. After massive pay strike protests by UK's health workers, relief is on for Britain's infrastructure as majority of the unions have accepted UK healthcare pay offer. The offer covering nurses, paramedics, midwives and other workers in England includes a one-off payment equivalent to 2% of their salaries in the 2022-23 financial year, and it also provides a 5% pay rise for the financial year 2023-24. The largest union involved in dispute has accepted this increment, while some are still hoping for further negotiations. Migrants stranded on the border between Peru and Chile blocked the Pan-American highway connecting the 2 countries. By laying on the ground, they sought to cross in front of the people who sought to cross the Peruvian side. The migrants have been stranded for 19 days in the border area without being able to cross to the Peruvian side while facing extreme temperature. Many of them are Venezuelans seeking to travel on foot through Peru bound for their home in Venezuela. The Peruvian government declared a state of emergency on its borders last week in a tightening of its immigration policy. Colombia's government and the National Liberation Army rebel group began their third round of peace talks in Havana in Cuba. The ELN was founded in 1964 and has some 5,850 members, including 2,900 combatants, and is accused of financing itself through drug trafficking, illegal mining and kidnapping. Talks with the ELN are the cornerstone of efforts by President Gustavo Petro to bring total peace to Colombia. President Petro restarted peace talks with the ELN last year, but those negotiations were thrown into disarray in March after the ELN killed 9 Colombian soldiers near the border with Venezuela. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.